It is fall. It is fall. It is fall. Ooh, I gotta do some stuff. It is fall, right? And it is that time of year. We're talking about cozy fragrances. We're talking about things that, just sit on us and make us feel just, ooh, yay. And one of the things that we absolutely love is amber. I know I do love a good amber fragrance. Now, first off, I know y'all like, she got lipstick on. I actually went out today. And let me tell y'all, I almost didn't because I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I think, okay, here's the issue for me. If I get too deep into the day, I don't feel like getting dressed. Whew. So it took me a minute to say, okay, going out for a little bit. And I had a good time just getting out. I should have just went and did a little more by myself, but I kind of came back, just to be around the house and stuff. But just the act of getting out, putting on a little makeup. I don't have on all my makeup. I took off my lashes, y'all. I think I left them in the car. And just, just getting out is something sometimes we just gotta do. All right. So anyway, just take that as one of those moments I had. So let's talk about amber fragrances for the fall. I have a few that we're going to talk about. All right. Now, let me just tell you something. There's this like weird thing I've been going through. And so I'm working on it, is that I tend to like hold off on saying things to not be redundant. And when I'm being redundant, it's like sometimes I feel like, oh, I don't have anything to add to the conversation, or that it's just being, people are talking about this. It's that time of year. Everybody's talking about, and it's like, so what you gonna talk about then? You're just not gonna tell people about the things you have. You're not gonna have one of your perfume conversations, because remember, I'm not a reviewer. And so I'm getting past that point, because it's like sometimes I'll talk about one thing once in like a in a blind buy, and I don't go back to them very often. And it's because I'm always feeling like, oh, well, why are you going to talk about amber again? So I have some new ambers. I did do an amber video about a year ago. And so I'm not going to pull out all the ambers that I did in that one, because we'd be here all day. So I've added it. I have some new ones that I didn't have then. And we're going to talk about those. And a couple I think I missed the first time around. So let's just go ahead and get into these ambers. Okay, so the quick conversation about what is amber, because amber is a fantasy note. There is no such thing as amber fragrance in nature. Amber, of course, is a fossil. It's fossilized. It's that fossilized piece. But for some reason we call it amber. I don't know why. I'm not even gonna get into it. But usually it's made out of it's created out of resins. It's usually got it's got vanilla in it, maybe tonka bean, some benzoin for that vanillic vibe, and then labdanum. Sometimes, and some resins involved that create the scent, which is usually slightly vanillic, sort of warm, gives it that warmth. So that is what amber is. In case you're like, what the hell is amber? So there is no one particular amber. Like you can say tuberose smells like this, or jasmine smells like this. It's all dependent on how the creators create these amber accords. So that's why they can be different in every fragrance. Some might be a little more vanillic, some might be a little more resinous, some might have more tonka bean in it. So it's all dependent on how they create their amber, or the one that they purchase, because you can purchase amber fragrances. All right, so let's get started. So I'm gonna start here because why not? So this is, now, if you don't know, I like Francis Kirkjohn as a perfumer, but I tend to like his stuff that are not MFK because of the price point, and you still get the quality, and you still get that Kirkjohn vibe. So one of his is essence number 3 Amber. And this is for the Elie Saab line. Now, I always tell people this is Grand Soir Light. If you have tried Grand Soir, and I used to own Grand Soir and I got rid of it, I like this better because something about the beginning, the opening of Grand Soir is like, you have to get through it. And it leans a little more masculine at that point. Not to say that I didn't wear it and like it, but this actually is a little bit sweeter and it wears better on to me, on my skin. And like I said, it's Grand Soir Light. So if you have always been challenged by Grand Soir, I was like, it's all right, going to try it. Elie Saab essence number 3 Amber. You're gonna find out that it's much better. It's a much better version of that. Now this time around, the majority of everything that I have, a lot of this is of course niche, not because I'm some niche hoe, which I can be, but because I just been getting great prices. But this one right here is super inexpensive. This is REMACUR, and I've talked about this a few times on my channel. This right here is about $20 on eBay. It's a white floral, but it's got this ambery vibe to it. So it's got the white florals in it. I always say this is a good bridal fragrance, which makes sense because REMACUR is a bridal designer. So this has a little spiciness to it. It's got the white florals, orange blossom, some jasmine in it. But what it does have is, as it dries down, it has amber, it has musk, has a little patchouli. So it becomes a little more woody. Why do I keep taking it off and smelling it? That is so annoying. I apologize. So it's got this little woody sweetness as it dries down with a little musk. But really, it's a beautiful white floral with a little spice to it that as it dries down, you get this ambery, musky ambery vibe. So that is REMACUR. Next up this is the one that I got rid of Grand Soir for. So I always had number 3, but then when I got this, I said, okay, we could just get rid of Grand Soir altogether. And this is Nuit Nomade's Suma Oriental. This is a little underrated. I should call these are underrated ambers. This is spicy and boozy with a little bit of a little chocolatey vibe to it. So it's got cacao and it's got rum. It's got tonka bean. This is amber. This is like, if you love amber and you want a kind of boozy amber and you want to just have one that you wear all season, this could be one that you wear all season and it will be like you smell just like fall, because it has this real warmth and spicy coziness about it that made me go, yeah, I don't need that no more. And as it dries down, you get a little bit of musk, because you got to get a little musk in your stuff just to level it out. But yeah, this is a rich, deep, long-lasting amber on the skin. So that is Suma Oriental. Speaking of dark and deep and last forever, this is The Dark Side by Francesca Bianchi. Now, if you know Francesca Bianchi's vibe, it is very animalic and it is powdery. She does like iris and violets a lot. So this is a deep resinous, I don't know how you say it, amber. It does have honey in it. It's got amber. It's got the violet in it. And does it have iris, violet, and iris, which she's really well known for. But then there's a little bit of incense in it, just to take it to this new level. So this is a very, like I always say, you need to try Francesca Bianchi out, because you have to definitely be into her vibe, and you have to wear it to see if it works on your skin, because she has a definite type of fragrance and it's very earthy, very animalic, very in your face, and can be very off-putting if it's not, you know, that can make you kind of feel uncomfortable wearing it, because it is such a almost what's the word I'm looking for? It's almost like a it's like you are like it. Now let me say this: Francesca's Bianchi's do really wear well on the skin, and they're almost like they're part of you. But what it feels like, if you, is like a lot of hers feel like it's your dark side, your wild side, the more animalic side. So you have to really be prepared to wear one of her fragrances and understand it. Or because if you don't, you're gonna be like, oh, what am I wearing? So yeah, try her. She's definitely a brand I would always say try first. All right, so now this is Erin Beauty's Ambre. Oops, this is the wrong one. No wonder it was smelling weird. Hold on. All right, next up is Iris Fauve by Atelier des Ors. Now, this is one of the most unisex irises I have. The majority of iris fragrances I have are very powdery, very floral, very girly and feminine. This is unisex. It is a spicy, warm, ambery iris for the fall. So this wears so well on anyone, and it gives off this woodiness. And it's when it begins, it's a spicy iris, but the spiciness is very warm. It's not too much. And then as it dries down, you get this really sweetness to it. So it becomes like the sweeter vanillic, and it has myrrh in it as opposed to like tonka bean. So it has vetiver, which I normally don't like, but it has that vetiver does give it a little sharpness to me, but it also has this gorgeous woodiness with this myrrh in it. So it's not, the amber is there, but you actually get this burst of myrrh, which gives it sweetness, but that woodiness to it. So this is Iris Fauve. This is, like I said, this is great. Male or female, this is going to be good on you. So this is Iris Fauve. Now, we know I have a lot of Manceras, and I'm going to do a whole Mancera for the fall, so it's coming. But I wanted to talk about this one. This is Tonka Cola, and it is what it says it is. It is a vanilla cherry cola with, and as it dries down, you get the amber. So you know that kind of ambery cherry cola with a little vanilla in it. It's so interesting because when I first got it, I didn't think people were really gonna like it as much as they're liking it. But actually, now that I've had it longer, because I got this almost when it first came out before it hit the States, you really get this ambery vanilla cola vibe to it. So this is Tonka Cola by Manera. You have to kind of like that Coca-Cola vibe though, and it does have the tonka bean. It's got the vanilla. It is giving you cherried vanilla cola. Now, let's throw these Zerjoffs in. Let's throw some Zerjoffs in. Let's throw some Zerjoffs in. So we have this, which, me and Overture, we became a thing last year. I took this out of town with me. It's a little spicy. It's a spicy amber, but it's kind of got this, hold on for a second. Okay, but when the opening, it does have a little bit of citrus vibe to it. So it's like a citrusy, spicy amber. It's a very warm scent, but it has this kind of citrus vibe in the beginning that really makes it stand out. And I had to go out of town. I had this with me. Yes, this was one of the things I took. traveling, this is definitely, depending on the time of year, this will definitely always be with me, because this is an attention getter. It gets compliments. People are always like, oh my goodness, you smell so good. So this is Overture. Now a lot of people know this one too, and we love, and I was so surprised. This is Dolce Amalfi. Now I got to be honest, when I bought it because it was a good deal. It was a super good deal. And I was like, and then in my head, I said, if I don't like it, I can always sell it. And baby, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I like it a lot. I was wearing it because, as you can tell, I did put a slight dent in it. And this is the thing, I was able to get it. It was a tester bottle. Got the notes on the back. But it was just a good deal. But anyway, this is a spice. It's got a little spiciness to it. It's got a little incense, and it has apple in the beginning. But the apple is very subtle. It's more about the spiciness, the incense, the vanilla, the tonka bean, the amber. Someone told me, they said that this was like, what did they say it was like? Did they say it was like big red, or they said it was like, oh, a spicy, juicy, what is it called? Juicy fruit gum. And I could see that, because it does have that fruitiness to it in the beginning, but it's spicy and sweet, and it's got that vanilla, ambery vanilla vibe. Yeah, this is like, I still want Dama Bianca, because I messed something, Jumbo Shop messed up my order and I didn't get it. but I do love Dolce Amalfi, especially at this time of year, because it's just so warm, so cozy. It says fall. It says leaves changing. It says going to the pumpkin patch. It says all of those things. Dolce Amalfi. Now I'm gonna end out. Oh, nope, I'm not ready to end out. I have one more, okay, because I was about to do the wrong thing, honey. All right, so this one, this was my first house of oud, and this is just before. And this, first off, let's take a moment for this damn bottle. This bottle is so beautiful, and I was like, and then I fell in love. It is, now one thing you will notice that my ambers, a lot of them have spice. This one has saffron in it, so it's got a little spiciness, but what it has is a citrusy vibe too. So it's a saffron with a little lemon and bergamot, and that's kind of what I like, because it gives it a little zing to it in the beginning, but as it dries down, you get this floral amber vibe. So it's you get the, switch that out, and as it dries down, you get this woody ambery vibe with a little bit of floral, because it does have some ylang ylang in it, which does give it a little body to it that makes it go, ooh, this is really interesting. I was wearing this, and the only thing is with these bottles, you don't know, you can't tell how much you've used, but it's got the amber, it's got some benzo in it, so it's very sweet and vanillic as it dries down, as you're wearing it. But that citrusy vibe was what really got me, was like that citrus, a little spicy citrus in the beginning. It gave it a little zing, honey, gave it a little zing. So that's just before. Now I have some floral ambers that are rich and perfect for this time of year, just giving off the attitude. And this first one we're going to talk about is Erin Beauty, and this is Tuberose Le Soir. Now, let me tell y'all something. I almost made a mistake, and I'm glad I looked at my bottle. I thought I had the different one, but I have this one. I thought I had Tuberose Le Jour, but I was about to buy this again, y'all. I was thinking about, oh, let me go and get this. If I was checking for a sale on this, I'd have been irritated with myself. Okay, but anyway, this is a tuberose, but it's a warm tuberose. I have another one too. This is a warm tuberose. This has a little citrus. It's got a little bergamot on the top note and orange, but you get, that's very mild. But what this is just a really good white floral, ambery, vanillic tuberose, but it's not like bubble gum. It's really, you get the tuberose, the floralness of it, but you get this really warm vibe from it, from the amber and the vanilla. So it becomes this warm, gorgeous tuberose that is perfect for like fall. And honestly, this one and the next one I'm going to show you are really good if you are dipping your toe in the tuberose. You don't want to go full velvet vanilla. You don't want to go full narcotic Venus or wild python. You want to have a gentle tuberose. This is good. This is like tuberose le soir by Erin. Another one that's really good for that is Nuit de Tuberose by Miller Harris. It's my only Miller Harris. I know people be like, oh my God, Miller Harris. Oh my God, Miller Harris. I still haven't gotten there. I still have not gotten there. But I do love this one. And I wasn't wearing it that much, but I wore it a couple of times and I was like, what are we doing? Why are we living in this? Why? But hold on. Now this one is more floral. It's powdery. It's got a powderiness to it. It's a definite floral, but the tuberose is very mild in it. So you get more of a powdery kind of violet-y tuberose out of this. And as it dries down, you get this vanilla and amber vibe from it. And some tonka beans. So this one is a little more soapy to me. Like when you're wearing it, it definitely comes off a little soapier, but because of the powderiness, but you definitely get this, like it's a really high-end hotel soap. It does give that high-end hotel soap vibe because it has the really nice mix of florals with a powderiness, and then it gets a little sweeter as you're wearing it, and it becomes really comforting on. I was wearing it and it was really a calming fragrance. I don't really talk about calming fragrances, but this was very calming and just felt like, you know, like nothing was bothering me, nothing could stress me out, because this was just like a really good vibe around me. So this is Noir de Tuberose. Then we have Larut de Emerald. This is a spicier vibe. This is by Isabe. This is part of my Isabe obsession for a minute to get it. And it is, oh yeah, hold on. All right, so now this is a stunning white floral. It has tuberose, it has jasmine, has a little orange blossom. It is gorgeous, and it has a richness to it because it does have some clove, I think it is. Let me check. Cinnamon. I'm sorry. It has cinnamon, so it's got this spicy white florals, and as it dries down, you get this vanilla and this amber. So it really is a really beautiful, warm, you know, cool weather floral, because I like having, you know, cool weather florals are beautiful too. And so this is not just a floral like say a Cento Overdose. This gives it a little warmth, a little spiciness, a little sweetness, and it really does come off very like inviting and very something to wear like to family events, something to wear to like fall events, where you're gonna like, people are gonna be like, wow, you just like, your whole vibe is giving fall. You know, you got your sweater on and you got something on like Larut de Emerald by Isabe. My final one is going to be this one, and this is Nag Nul by Maison de Darius. This is a floral amber. This is really quite gorgeous, and it's getting a little more darker as I have it. It does have a spiciness to it. As you can tell, a lot of my ambers do. I do have a thing for spicy ambers. It does have a spiciness to it. It has a sweetness to it. But this one I find is a tad more floral. And I like it. It gives off this kind of low-key exotic vibe to it. So it's like my more exotic floral amber. And I need to pull it out a little more. I think because it's a 30 mil, I sometimes think, oh, don't wear too much. But I gotta get out of that habit because I done bought these, I'm gonna wear them. But yeah, so that is Nagnul by Maison de Darius. All right, those are some newer ambers I have. A lot of them I'm sure you probably not have heard of because, yeah, okay. All right, those are my latest ambers to go with the ambers from my last video. I hope let me tell you, you tell me about your ambers because I know you got some ambers that I need to hear about. Do I need to? There's another amber I saw the other day. I might get it. I'm not gonna tell y'all. If I get it, y'all just see it. But anyway, let me cut all this out. All right, that's it for my All right, we are done with these ambers for the fall. I hope I showed you something new. I hope I showed you something interesting. I hope I showed you something that you might want to check out. All right, so that's it for your LuuLuu. Be bold, be brave, be fearless, be free. Talk to you later.